Oh, hey. You know, they told me you wanted to be here for another hour, but that's fine. Whatever. So, I was supposed to make some really good food for today's video, but I have absolutely no idea where to start, so this is all I got. Beautiful, ain't it? Yeah, nice stuff. You know, back in my days, all you need to do was put some salt in this bad boy, and that's all you got. I have a lot of money back then. We just did what we did. It's pretty good. I've got an idea. The tortilla. Everybody knows what this thing is. You have it with tacos, meats, beans, literally anything. It's probably one of the most versatile foods out there, right next to bread. But you may be wondering, where did tortillas come from anyway? Well, we got the answer right here. The word tortilla originates from the Spanish word tort, meaning cake, and its first documented use was around the mid-1600s. The food itself is a thin flat bread made from dried and finely ground corn, and it can be traced back many thousands of years to the people of the Sierra Madre Mountains in Mexico. It is thought that tortillas were first developed around 10,000 BCE, really old, which coincides with the time corn was first domesticated in the area. Corn, or maíz, has been a staple food for many Mesoamerican societies throughout history, such as the Aztecs and the Mayans. It acted as their main source of energy. During the Aztec times, corn tortillas were either ate plain, dipped in a chili sauce, or stuffed with meats, beans, squash, and other ingredients that were often sold in marketplaces. And, yeah, you could have it with salt if you're underpaid, I guess. They're gonna love it. Honestly, I'm not sure why it's not just making quesadillas, but whatever, I'm not your dad. Today, Mexico remains one of the top maíz growing countries in the world, growing more than 42 different types. In 1915, Hernán Cortés and fellow Spanish conquistadors conquered Mexico Tenochtitlan, the capital of the Aztec Empire in central Mexico, which would later become Mexico City. During that time, the conquistadors saw for the first time the flatbread made from corn. It was called tlaxcali in the native language. The Spanish dubbed them tortillas, which is an easier word to say, I guess, and they quickly spread worldwide. Once wheat was brought over to the New World from Spain, flour tortillas were created. That's not enough. Mexico isn't merely a crop to Mexicans and people from Central America. It's a symbol of their culture. Tortillas are one of their most cherished foods and the foundation for many traditional Mexican dishes. During the mid-20th century, the rise of Mexican restaurants and the high demand for tortillas in the United States forced the traditional process of making tortilla by hand to be replaced by machine. Today's industrial machinery can produce up to 60,000 tortillas per hour. God, imagine having to package all that. Yeah, man. Whoa, what's going on here? Bro, I messed up. I was supposed to be making all this food like hours ago, and I had no good ideas. The crew's coming in an hour. What do I make? Wait, you didn't plan this beforehand? Why'd you wait till like the last minute to do it? Well, you know me, bro. I'm so cool. Seriously, man? What are you making here? Oh, this? Oh, well, this is a classic family recipe. Gourmet stuff. I'm telling you, this will knock that thing you're holding in your hand right off. Needs more salt. You know, Mexico's known for a lot of different foods too, not just tortillas, so not really sure why the chef guy right here is having a tough time making up stuff when he's clearly got some inspiration on his hands. We're just gonna have to fix that. Dude, I think I'm done for. I'm gonna lose the job forever, man. Everything tastes good to go down the toilet. I've got an idea. Why, you remember something? Yes, bro. The fridge. You forgot you had a fridge? Oh, yeah. What is that? Oh, it's just leftovers from a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I know, stupid. What is it? Well, these are what you call Tamales! Yes, these... Wait, was he waiting for me to say it? Huh. Well, yeah, tamales. These are also from Mexico. The history of the tamal begins about 9,000 years ago when the corn was first domesticated in Mexico. At the center of Mesoamerican civilization, we find corn, and if you look a little bit closer, you'll see the sacred bond that its ancient cultures created between their dioceses and this beloved dish. Mesoamericans, Olmecs, Mayans, Aztecs, and Incas have more in common than their reliance on corn for their sustenance. They all also worshipped a maize deity, hundreds of other gods and goddesses. In studies of these indigenous cultures, archaeologists find the earliest visual and written accounts of the tamal, including the oldest Mayan mural to date. Though it was thought to have been created around 100 BC, it illustrates Mayan beliefs about human creation in stories from the Popol Vuh and Dresden Codex, which is the oldest Mayan text written in hieroglyphics. The Popol Vuh is Mayan text believed to have been written between 1554 and 1558 AD. It explains her mythological deities, including the tale of how humans were created from maize. Scholars think that many of these beliefs were learned from the Olmecs, who were one of the first cultures to build cities and show their beliefs in their art. A section of this historic Mayan mural found in San Bartolo, Guatemala, shows a human bestowing the god of maize, Amon, with a bowl of sacred tamales to honor the deity. Honestly, if I was a god, I'd probably want that too. It smells really good. My fingers got all messy when I was looking at the page. How would there's just a feature? Well, we should have looked at this. Right. All this is cool and all, but like, how the stuff get from all the way over there from here? Like, is it progressive? Why is he the one? Why is he acting like he's the one telling you all this stuff? What? The sick man can hear me. I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna worry about this later. But basically, a bunch of the people that migrated from Mexico brought a lot of this stuff over to the U.S. when a bunch of wars and stuff was happening, and they couldn't really live in Mexico all too much. Otherwise, it would put them and their families in danger. The Spanish conquest and the Columbian Exchange, which introduced various European foods, including wheat, pork, and beef, to the region. And this was basically sealed in when American ingredients started arriving, and sensibilities about taste and spice following the ceding of Mexican territory to the United States in the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which ended the Mexican-American War in 1848. These historical encounters created distinct foodways in which the borderlands where Mexican and the United States would meet. How all the restaurants come to be? I don't even know if he's talking to me anymore, but anyway, the way Mexican food spread around was very sporadic, as it was a bunch of different little things that started showing up at a couple of different states around the time. For example, in Texas, William Gebhard at first imported ancho chilies into the grind into chili powder in his New Falls, Texas restaurant in 1894. He is widely credited as the inventor of this product. He soon thereafter founded Gebhard's and built a factory in San Antonio for nationwide distribution of his now patented Eagle chili powder 2 years later in 1896. Chili, or chili con carne, first came into American consciousness via San Antonio's Chili Queens. Though often derided by public health officials, these women street vendors in the main public square served tasty dishes to hungry workers and tourists from the 1800s and on. The dish spread nationwide as San Antonio's dual nature as a military town with transient servicemen and as a tourist site based on the fantasy heritage of the Alamo brought in many to enjoy then crave chili. Tacos also spread rapidly, spurred largely by the now global chain Taco Bell. This restaurant was first opened in 1962 by restaurateur Glenn Bell, who originally owned a burger stand in Downey, California. These types of luncheonettes with small menus, assembly line food and production, and low prices were omnipresent along the roadways of Southern California. Tacos were the ideal handheld food for these eateries, and many operators sought to perfect the production of V-shaped hard-shell taco as a delivery system for cheese, lettuce, and ground beef. So these things didn't really come here all at once. It was mainly a bunch of little small people who were doing their own thing, just selling what they knew how to make around the States, which is why they spread around like crazy. They were so sporadic and everywhere that, well, it just worked. And people liked these foods. They wanted them, so a lot of the restaurants opened and made a ton of money. That's how it happened. Oh my god, that was really good. You know, I'm really thinking you're gonna impress the Sean Herders with this. You've outdone yourself. No, I'm telling you, these two things, all they need, man. This is all they're gonna be talking about. Trust me. But I only made two things. You know what? Yeah, I believe in myself. Those showrunners will like this food so much they're gonna have no choice but to. They fired my ass.